Hello, this is Ashwini and welcome back to another video. In this video, we will be discussing very important theoretical questions. Okay, why I'm saying theoretical questions? Because when we are appearing in an interview, most of questions are coming up from theoretical point of view, right? Because interviewer doesn't ask you all the questions from like coding part and all, right? So that's why we are discussing. So without waste time, let me start this video. Now, the very first question and very basic question: why a Java is platform independent language? Okay, I know this is a question like you guys might be here a lot of time, but if you haven't watched this video of mine, like complete Java in a 40-minute, right? Go ahead and watch this. You will get a detailed and complete explanation why this question is wrong and how we can answer this question in interview. Because as my point of view, why I'm saying this question is wrong, because yeah, everyone asks this question in this proper manner only. They will not change that, okay? Because this is a standard way of asking this question. But Java language, what my way of understanding is, Java language is platform independent. That is platform independent, right? And Java, that software which I'm saying, like we are installing in your particular Ubuntu machine, or we are installing in OS like Mac OS and Windows, that software that Java people develop, right? That is platform dependent, not this language. So if you haven't like aware about what I'm saying in this video, like language, Ashwini, what are you saying about language and software, right? There's a whole complete Java only. So just please go and watch this video. You will get an idea, very proper idea, and this video is very helpful for you. Okay, so that's why I'm not like stretching these questions, right? Now let me erase this and move to the next question. If you haven't like get after watching that video, just let me know. I will explain you each and everything, okay? But this is a very basic questions, and I want to give something extra knowledge. That's why I'm just referring to this video. Okay, now tell me something about JIT. This is a very important question. Just mark it whenever a fresher or any like 1-2 year of experience you are appearing. This question might be appearing in your interview if the interview want to understand your basic knowledge. Okay, so you can read this. A JIT stand for just-in-time compiler. Okay, just in time. It is used to improving a performance during a runtime, and it does the task compiling a part by like bytecode code having a similar functionality at a time. Therefore, they reduce, like they were reducing the amount of compilation time for the code run. You can ask me, hey Ashwini, like okay, we have read this sentence, right? This proper, but I haven't understand what it does mean. Like, okay, so let me make you understand. Let's suppose you having one method m1, okay, and in this method you are having your functionality, and this functionality is something your 100 line of code, okay. And as you know the process of Java code, your first English language is converting into the bytecode, right? .java source file, and again the JVM put into the runtime environment, right? And here the JIT is a part of the JVM, okay. And let me give you the full picture, okay. So native code. Now this is your method, and you are just calling this method from your main program, like method m1, again and again, right? So whenever you calling your method in JVM, there is something called interpreter, right? And that will be calculating your lines and read your line, like read your code line by line from top to down approach. So why it is saying improving a performance, right? And improving a performance during a runtime, because JIT is a part of JVM, and JVM come picture when your code runs, right? Now you are calling this method again and again, that m1 method, okay. So there is a one threshold value equals to like something called 5, but this is depend on your JVM and all, right? But we taking an example threshold value of calling this method. So you call this method more than like 5 times in your code. So JVM get to know, okay buddy, you are using this method again and again, so why should I waste a time like read this code again and again and transfer you to the bytecode, right? So JVM give this responsibility to your JIT, just in time compiler, okay. So then this compiler come in a picture, like once read your code and compiled it and put it in somewhere, whenever you this calling your method m1, and it will give you to the direct access of m1, because you are calling this method again and again. I hope you understand it, like how this JIT works. If you want to give me a like practical demonstration how it works, then let me know. We will jump into the R compiler that's called Eclipse or IntelliJ, and I will show you. Okay. Now, next question. Difference between equals and equal operator. So this question mainly when you interviewer come to the string part. Okay, because this question become interesting when someone asks you question from the string part. How? Like the basic difference is equals, as you can read here, is a method defined in the object class. It is an operator, binary operator. Okay, this is not a method. First difference is this equals is your method and this equals is your operator. First difference. And second difference, equal is used to compare a content. Okay, this like content, and this is for your reference or address checking, right? Okay, now you can say me a question. I haven't understand what are you saying here. Okay, so let me make you understand. Like string class is overridden this method for your content comparison. What is a content comparison? You have an object A of some class and you are having a value some called right your, let's suppose, not object, I'm not making it bit difficult. You are having a string of ABC and you are having a s1 of ABC, and you say like s dot equals, right? You say equals and your object s1 here, so it will give you a true. Okay, and you say like s1 equals to s, it will give you a false because these, it is having a different address and s1 having a different address. I hope you are getting it right how these are working. Now moving to the next question. If you having any difficulty to understand these questions, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, we will discuss in very detail what is this method is, where it is come from. Okay, but I think you will not have that type of misinformation here. Okay, right. Explain the concept of constructor overloading. Now, class, like I took this screenshot to make you explain and to make you understand. I took this screenshot from internet. Like what is the benefit and how we are using this constructor overloading. So as you can see, this your hospital class, right? And hospital class having a variable 1 and variable 2 and double variable 3. Okay, and this is one constructor of hospital class, public, and constructor, you know that constructor always a name of your class name, hospital, doctor 1, doctor 2, right? And here you are just referring to your variable 1 and variable 2. And again this is your constructor 3, like constructor 2, sorry. Okay, and here it is using only one variable, so variable 1 referring to your doctor. Okay, and here hospital again double salary. So yeah, you can say me, hey Ashwini, I understand how we can write this constructor called like constructor overloading, right? It's similar to the method overloading, like constructor with same name because it's always refer to the class name, right? And with different arguments. But you can see me why we are doing this, right? Someone asks you like after you explaining constructor overloading, why? So let's suppose you having a requirement. Okay, in your class you need these two argument only while initialization. You need these two argument initialization while you creating an object in your class. Okay, so what you will say, you are just creating your object new hospital and pass your variable 1 value and variable 2 value. You doesn't need to initialize these double salary 1. Okay, because why I'm saying salary 1, just look at here, because we are referring this double to the salary. Okay, that's all. But come to the point, we want object with initialization of these two only. Okay, not this third one. So we happily go for this one, right? And we want initialization of variable 1, then happily we can go for this one, right? So you can just pass the variable 1 value in constructor and it will give the object by initializing this value. Okay, I hope you getting a point why I'm saying this. Now, can we override can main method override in Java? Okay, so the basic answer is yes, you can do that. Okay, but is it possible to run your code with overriding all these main method? Yeah, it's also answer yes. But here is a catch. As you can read this whole sentence, yeah, it is possible. We can create a many overridden method, main method we want. जितने आप चाहते हो उतने बना सकते हैं. Okay, JVM has predefined calling method. Like there is a, let give me the some basic example. This is you, right? And this is your brother. and you are twins, okay, but obviously you are wearing red color clothes and you are wearing a yellow color clothes, right? Your parents will definitely identify who is A and who is B, right? Name A and B. So that's why you can do a multiple like overloaded methods, right? Main methods. But the JVM, when people develop, the Oracle people, or we can say some Microsoft people, when they develop a JVM, they give the instruction to JVM, okay, always you have to call this method with the specific this declaration: public, static, void, main, string, and args. You always have to call this default declaration. Either a like client or customer or developer declare a many methods, like overloaded many overloaded method, you doesn't look to that, you always come to this default declaration. I hope this is making sense, right? Come to the next question. A single try block and multiple catch block coexist. Like basic the question is it possible to declare a single try block with multiple catch block? Okay, and there is a one more question which generated after you answer this question. I will discuss about that also now. Yeah, yes, multiple catch block can exist, but a specific approach should be come prior. Yeah, this is the approach I'm talking about, this approach. Okay, given because only first catch block satisfied. If you ask me after reading this, hey Ashwin, we doesn't understand, that's why I took this screenshot. Okay, so let me make you understand. Here you declare an array with how many? This 1000 index, right? Now you divide it by 0. So what error will come? You know that arithmetic exception will come. This will not, this error is generally out of bound error, right? So this will execute and say second block arithmetic exception. Okay, this will not execute it because you have using a proper manner, right? Now you ask me, Hashini, I put this here, then what is happen? Then compile will not happen because it will say like ambiguity in a code, or this is not reachable, not ambiguity, this will say ambiguity when we are writing a two statements. Okay, the error will came, this is not reachable code, because whenever the exception came, this exception is a parent class and it will be acquire that, right? It will catch that. Okay, and these two statements, the catch blocks, are not reachable. That's why we are saying here should come in a proper general approach. Okay, that is child to parent approach. I hope this is making sense, not parent to child. Okay, yeah, moving to the next question. Do final you have to basically tell the difference between final, finally, and finalize. Okay, this is very important question, buddy. In every interview question, whenever I was fresher, is asked me. Okay, so the interviewer asked me this question. Finally, any rejection is required. Okay, not rejection. My bad. Any restriction is required for class. Okay, so finally, any restriction is required for classes, variable, and methods, then we go for finally. So basically we can say that it's not available for block. Okay, that catch block and all. So one confusion is over, it available for classes, variable, and method. So you can say that. So we can't compare with the blocks like try or try and catch blocks. Now finally, it is available for block, and it is a kind of block only. It is a block presenting program where all codes written inside it executed, irrespective of handling an exception. What its line says, it's very complicated. Let me make you explain. It doesn't matter your exception occur in try block or not, and or it catches in your catch block or not. Okay, it doesn't matter. Finally says whatever you write inside me, I will definitely execute it that. Okay, only in one condition, that is important, very important. Until unless you haven't do system dot exit zero code, because we cannot stop execution of finally until unless you say exit, okay, to your JVM. Now I hope you understand this difference between final and finally. It's available for classes, variable, and methods. It's available for block, and it is a block with used, we can use with the try. Okay, try and catch, and it executed without worrying about like exception is occurred or catch. Okay, now the final one, that's finalize. Okay, you know that there is a garbage collector in Java, and if you have any object, like suppose you having a a class object that is null, right? But in some above code you are using this object and now this is a null. So garbage collector always collect this null reference variables, right? Okay, so before destroying it or collecting it, garbage collector say system.gc. Okay, so this method calls a finalize method, okay, and called just before for a cleanup activity, just before destroying this a object. And why the garbage collector called this method? To clean up activity. Like suppose you have something like work to do or something incomplete work to do, or you want to do some other thing. That's why it's a finalize method is called, so that cleanup activity is implemented. Okay, I hope this question is you learn something new, and you want a second part of this all the questions, and I will find a more interesting question to you and give it to you. Okay, so just let me know in a comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. We will catch you later in some other videos. Thank you. Bye bye.